All right, guys, welcome to Crypto Pride. Welcome. I have AJ in the house from EMP.Money. I'm so excited. I had to start a little bit early. I started about 10 seconds early for you guys. Well, AJ, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Good, awesome. Thank you, Crypto Pride. Happy to be here, bro. Finally on the channel. I know you and I go way back.
Yes.
You've been part of EMP from pretty much the beginning, but this is the first time we've been actually on the channel. So happy to be here, brother, and a lot to talk about today for sure.
Yeah, I mean, God, I remember EMP. We're over a year old, man. Can you believe that? A year old.
Yeah, a year and
I was,
about 2 months. Absolutely, man.
I
Yeah.
was looking at the e-shares yesterday. It's like $50. Jumped up to 65 today. I remember this e-share was like $5,000.
Yes, bro. Yep, totally. When we first launched, eShare was on the moon for sure. But
Right.
yeah, lots of stuff coming for eShare. We'll see. I think people are paying attention, like you said. Jumped up about $10 just in the last 24 hours. So
And that's real quick before we start. I want to give you your props, man. You've been around for a while. I know your protocol has been around over a year. Not too many people can say that. I just want to thank you for being so transparent. I remember back in the day, you used to do AMAs every day. I used to listen to you every day. I still listen to all the AMAs every day. Now we switched it up to 2 days a week. But you set the standard as far as the AMA goes. I mean, nobody else has been doing it. You know, we had a couple copycats that tried to do it and they just fell off. But you kept on trucking, man. I just want to give you props up for that.
thank you, brother. No, that means a lot, man. You've always been super supportive. And yeah, bro, I mean, we're trying to be here for the right reasons, trying to be as transparent as humanly possible, and again, Peg is slipping. But we have plans for that. I know, it always sucks to see a protocol less, but we're doing everything we can, to get back on track. And yeah, the AMA schedule, we had to cut it back to two days a week because
Right.
we've been building our asses off, man. We've been coding literally about 12 hours a day to get Fusion up and running. We can talk about that a little bit, but yeah, man, we're a lot of really big things in the works for sure.
Yeah, I could definitely say you guys are always working. You're always keeping the community informed. And people like you said, yes, I was listening to AMA. Was it yesterday? With Good Day Crypto, another friend of mine.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
you guys was like you still got people kind of fudding saying you're getting into too many projects or too many partnerships. And I'm like, man, that's what we need. You need to constantly innovate, to keep these protocols running. So like I say, hats off again for constantly doing these partnerships like with Dex Finance and Layer 1X. And so let's get into it. Let's talk about, I guess you want to talk about what, Layer 1X first or what?
Yeah, totally. So let me give a little bit more background. I know a lot of your community is pretty familiar with EMP already, but I'm a DeFi veteran. I've been around the space for about 7 years now. And so we started EMP, like you said, Crypto Pride, over a year ago, which is a huge accomplishment in DeFi or in crypto in general. So we are a seigniorage protocol pegged to the price of Ethereum, and we have a lot of innovative contracts built on top of our platform. We're one of the first DeFi protocols to do a dedicated online academy for our users as well. So we set the standard there as well, and so all of that has led to some amazing year of yield. Again, we may not be the sexiest APR. We're not that 1, 2, 3, 4% a day, but we've been paying literally every single day for a year and a couple of months. So all that being said, with the bear market, obviously that's something that none of us can escape, and so we did see pegs start to slip through the bear, and now again it is pretty low, but our protocol is still able to survive even with the peg being low, and so now we're working on what we're calling EMP Fusion, which is again the next evolution in EMP, and this is really exciting because not only are we hoping to recover peg from where we are now, but it also allows us to maintain peg what we hope is indefinitely. And you mentioned Dex Finance. They're a great group that we're borrowing a lot of their ideas because they're a seigniorage protocol pegged to a stable token which is even harder to maintain peg, and they've never lost peg ever. I mean, their protocol has protocol-owned emissions, and so we're moving towards more of that model with a lot more stuff on top. Again, I can't give away too much, but it will be very NFT focused, where we eliminate a lot of the user error that you see in these tomb forks or seigniorage protocols, and really be purely revenue sharing to make it truly a passive income platform with exposure to ETH and other blue chips as well, because you'll be able to choose what assets you want to accumulate through Fusion. So yeah, really exciting stuff in the works for sure.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with Dex Finance. I actually did a video on Dex Finance as well. Like you said, they've been on peg forever. So if you can implement those mechanics and keep us on peg, that's gonna be very, very bullish for the protocol.
Absolutely, brother. And they're a bunch of great guys, and we've been working with them hand in hand for the last few months, and again, building our own version of what they have that is even more robust. So again, we're excited for what that is. We're devoting all of our efforts to getting Fusion live, and we said that we'd hopefully have it by the end of Q1, which is just about a month away now, and we think that we can deliver on that timeline. So again, never a dull moment in crypto. There's usually always some sort of delays, but at least we're weeks away and months away. And we'll have a lot more info on that as we get closer. But the major topic today was L1X. So along with Fusion, because of our relationships, with other partners and being one of the most successful DeFi projects out there, we were given an incredible opportunity. So L1X is a brand new layer 1 blockchain, and one of our community members is now part of their team. And knowing, the honesty and transparency that we bring, he gave us this opportunity to get in front of L1X. We pitched our ideas to them, and they chose EMP and eventually Dex Finance, because we knew that we needed a partner that could help us develop and had the same mentality, and ethos that we have. But we were chosen as the partner of L1X. So not only are we doing a raise on behalf of L1X now, but we're also doing that because we will have the launch DEX of L1X. So think, PancakeSwap, totally. Yes. Think PancakeSwap to BNB or Uniswap to ETH. We'll have the launch DEX. We haven't released the name for it yet, but it will be where all the liquidity is on L1X. And L1X is revolutionary. I know, I've been a big whistleblower. We don't need another just copy and paste blockchain. And I think even if you had a badass blockchain, if nobody's building on it, then it doesn't matter anyway. Well, L1X solves all of that. So L1X is its own virtual machine. So instead of being an Ethereum virtual machine, they have built this code from the ground up over the last 2 years in conjunction with the University of Western Australia. And they have a huge team of devs that have truly solved interoperability. And I know that's a big word. Some people are like, what does that mean? So interoperability means you're able to transfer or interact with tokens no matter what the chain is. So typically, if you wanted to go from ETH to BNB, you would have to bridge your assets to get onto that network, and you have to change the settings in your MetaMask. Well, with Layer 1X, it's a one-stop shop. So you do not have to update your settings. You don't have to bridge, which again, bridges are also a very an exploit. Last year alone, $2 billion was stolen through bridging. So to eliminate the need to bridge is also a major security bonus. And it also will be able to transfer logic. So not only are you able to transfer tokens, whatever the chain is. But now you get smart contracts that are able to talk to each other no matter what the chain is. So by having that capability, all the users, or developers rather, they don't have to worry about building on L1X. They can just change a few lines of code in their smart contracts, and now they're accessible on L1X itself. So again, really, really bullish stuff.
I don't think people still realize how bullish this really is. I mean, guys, for all y'all guys that's watching, just imagine having a blockchain that you can go to. You no longer need to go to any type of bridge. No need for Uniswap, Spooky Swap, Synapses protocol. You don't need to do any of that, and you can do these transactions on Layer 1X at a cost of only a penny. A penny, exactly. Guys. You don't realize that. So basically, how do you feel about this being like the bridge killer?
Yeah, I mean,
that's what Layer 1X is. They're going to kill the bridges.
Yep, that's what they're coining this as, and that is a very, very big claim, and it's almost one of those things that is too good to be true. But They have a test net that is actually working. We have looked at all of their code. We've done our own due diligence, and any of you can go on their Discord, and you can play with the test net as we speak. So to me, that is like, whoa, like this is actually, a possibility, because again, a lot of other chains have tried this. Again, all the layer 2s or side chains, and Polkadot with their parachains, but nobody has been able to really accomplish this. And even layer 0 isn't even really a blockchain. It's only a relay between chains. So Layer 1X truly can be, something that is a market disruptor, and like you said, Crypto Pride, there wouldn't be any need to do any of that. So
I mean, you got to think about now to bridge something. First of all, it takes you about 3 minutes to bridge, or 4 minutes plus to bridge, and then it costs more to bridge. I mean, it'll be like, why would you want to use any other bridge besides Layer 1X? Especially if you're paying, like I said, a penny. Just think about Ethereum. I know we talked about it. You talked about it last night on your AMA. Just think about Ethereum and how high the gas fees are. Imagine taking your Ethereum, swapping it to BNB for a penny. And not only that, just think about how Layer 1X is helping other blockchains, because you guys are really helping other blockchains, because you're bringing more people, to their blockchains, because you're not paying those high fees.
Exactly, brother. Yep, you can get around, again, like you said, those are crazy fees, as long as the developer implements that 1 or 2 line of code. Then L1X can actually, relay that information at, again, a fraction of the cost, 1 cent maximum, and again, I mean, and that opens up the door for micropayments as well. So again, all these blockchains, they've never really had the ability to go mainstream, because fees are usually pretty high, or the throughput, again, how fast it is not fast enough to scale. But Layer 1X can do 100,000 transactions a second, and with that 1 cent fee, you could buy an envelope. If it only costs 10 cents, you're not be spending 20 cents for that transaction. So yeah, again, just really, really bullish things that again are big claims, but L1X has been able to back up those claims through what they've already built.
Now you want to talk about the pre-sale? I got a question up here that says, when does this blockchain launch? I know we're still on target to launch in August, correct?
Yes, sir. So we are excited. Again, they are on track. And again, the timing will be really good with what we hope for the eventual bull run as well. So as of right now, the chain itself is scheduled to launch in August, but we're running a pre-sale of our own on behalf of L1X. So they are also doing a pre-sale of the seed round. It was really important for L1X. They had a mindset that they didn't really want a lot of VCs involved, because that can add another layer of centralization to a chain, when a lot of early investors get large allocations, then they're in control. So L1X is doing this pre-sale simply through their contacts, and now ours, because again, they see the value in our community as well. And so if you go through L1X, you have to KYC, and you have to go through a whitelisting process. But with EMP.Money, we are acting as the intermediary for our pre-sale. So if you go to l1xpresale.com, you can get in through us, and then we route all those transactions through our trust. EMP has an actual trust account that we have set up. We then KYC with L1X on your behalf, and then we distribute the L1X tokens once the chain is live. And they are vested. We're fully compliant with everything that needs to happen. And then once your tokens are vested linearly for 15 months. So what that means is you get 1/15 of your tokens back every month. So if you contribute $1,500, you get $100 of tokens every month. But you're getting in at the lowest price possible. So this is still an extension of the seed round, which is only a 10-cent price point, and the chain is set to launch at 50 cents. So even if you got that 1/15 back on day one, that's about a 33% gain in the first month. And again, I mean, this is also not financial advice, but blockchains are a whole different than buying into a project. So historically, all layer 1 and 2 chains that have launched have done a 42x from their launch price. Exactly. So again, just to give you a perspective on that, it's like getting in at Ethereum at 25 cents or BNB at $3. The upside potential.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, you broke up. Broke up. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries, bro. So yeah, the upside potential could be huge. So I mean, we think that again, it's a great opportunity, and not only is L1X going to be the gas token of the protocol of the chain, but it'll also be what we're hoping as the native token in itself. So instead of like with PancakeSwap, they have the cake token. Well, the cake token is inflationary, and it has massive price range based on speculation and market conditions. But with us, we're hoping to have the L1X token be able to be staked, or again, by providing liquidity, you actually get a revenue share of the revenue or the fees that the Dex itself generates. So this is also super bullish for use case.
Even by you guys partner with Dex Finance with Dex, you can use some of those fees to even go back into the protocol to help peg if you don't hit peg. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yep, and that's true. Crypto Pride. So we, again, will own a lot of equity in that exchange. And so, both Dex Finance and EMP can then allocate our reward to our ecosystems individually. And again, through Fusion, which we're launching in EMP, that will be a straight revenue share on all the things I've just mentioned. So 100%.
And to buy the token, they can use USDT, USDC on ETH, Polygon, AVAX, and Binance, correct?
Perfect, bro. You did your research, man. Yeah, absolutely, Crypto Pride. So those are the 4 chains. Only USDC or USDC, and again, that's a stipulation from L1X, not us. So those are the 4 chains that you can do, and you can deposit at any time and multiple times. So we have a $2.5 million soft cap, but L1X is guaranteed those 2.5 million dollars worth of tokens to us now. So all we have is the hard cap. So the pre-sale is set to end March 14th, but if we hit the $5 million before that, then it would end early.
Right. Good news. Do you want to talk about like how y'all guys validate the nodes?
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought that was right interesting. How you can use your smartphone or anything with a computer chip.
Yeah, 100%. So again, I'm just relaying a lot of information. A lot of the nitty gritty questions are good to ask in the L1X Discord directly. But yeah, they have a very unique way of validating in the network. So rather than having to download, a virtual server and run a node or validator on your own, or again through proof of stake, where you have to have a large staked amount to be a validator. They are doing something totally different. So what it is anything with a chipset can be a validator. What does that mean? Well, that means your smartphone, your smartwatch, your refrigerator, your smart water bottle, anything that is connected to the internet could be a validator. And so what this does is not only does it decentralize the network even farther, because there could be potentially billions of devices that are validating the network. You're eligible to get rewards. Again, it's a random distribution through these validators and node operators just by interacting with the chain itself. So again, you don't have to download anything else. As long as you're on L1X, you are essentially a validator. And so again, it's very different tech than what we see with traditional chains.
Right. Now, how hard would it be for a new chain to be onboarded? I guess you could say to L1X.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, very easily. So they're launching with the top 8 chains, all the EVM compatible chains, and Solana. So anything that's EVM or Rust based is able to be integrated. And yeah, I mean, with interoperability, if that come online, it's simple as, again, 1 or 2 lines of code to be able to onboard them. So and that solves a big issue. I mean, like I said earlier, a lot of chains are really awesome, but nobody is building on them. So just by having these simple solutions to then onboard and give you access to all the capital there is, because even us, like we built, even though we're pegged to Ethereum, we built on Binance Smart Chain because of the fees. Well, imagine. We would love to have been on ETH mainnet, but the fees are too high. Well, now with L1X, you have access to all that capital and liquidity from the big dogs, and you could be on any chain that you're already built on. So, yeah, and there will be incentives to build directly on L1X as well.
Get the grant program.
Exactly, brother. Yeah, they have a $5 million grant program. The same foundation that set up the Ethereum Foundation, set up the L1X Foundation as well. So there'll be heavy grant programs for developers on top of it.
Okay, you got a question. Says, if you make multiple deposits for the pre-sale, do they need to be all minimum of $100? And can the multiple deposits be from multiple chains?
Yeah, absolutely. So Crypto Activator, what's up, brother? We had an AMA with him earlier this week. So yeah, that's a great question. So yes, to my knowledge, it has to be a $100 minimum per transaction. So you can't combine those, but you could do multiple chains. So again, if you go to the pre-sale page, you'll click on My Wallet at the top right, and that'll give you a breakdown of the date, the amount, and the credit that you receive for the pre-sale.
Okay. Now, as far as projects, do you guys have like a ballpark figure how many projects are scheduled to launch on L1X?
So yeah, that would be a really good question to ask in the Discord. Some things I'm not even privy to, especially because again, we're not really building the chain. But I do know, they've been in touch with major players in the space because they see the potential of this interoperability. So I know that they are planning on having some AAA projects launch on L1X itself, and there is another one that they publicly announced a few days ago. I believe it's called Waves or something with a W, but they're gonna do payment processing again through those microtransactions, and they're also getting into the healthcare system as well. So they'll be able to provide immutable data for the healthcare industry and be HIPAA compliant along the way. So they're really trying to go after
Wow.
the normies per se, and really people that are used to not necessarily being a crypto user. They're integrating that technology into the real world as well. So yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, Crypto Rain says called WIDE, WYDE.
Wide, thank you, brother. Yes,
Okay.
thank you, Crypto Randy. He's on it. Yep, Wide.
Great.
They're the payment processor. So yeah, and again, they're gonna have on and off ramps as well. I mean, it's really gonna be what we hope is a one-stop shop where you won't have to use any centralized service. You can go all through L1X.
Right. I see you in the Spritz Discord too.
Yeah, brother. Yeah,
actually
brother. There's some alpha. Yeah, some
actually-
alpha crypto pride. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
bro.
actually use my e-shares to make a payment.
Perfect, man. I love it. So yeah, some other alpha. We love Spritz, man. We're working on a partnership with them behind the scenes for their fusion. So hopefully an on and off ramp through fusion with Spritz for sure. That's exclusive, bro. You're
I didn't know.
major
sorry.
alpha. Yeah,
Oh,
bro.
okay.
I love it. No, you got the major alpha, bro. My community doesn't even know that. So
Wow.
there you go, bro. I love it.
Yeah, because I've been paying it with my e-shares, so that's one way I've been paying bills.
Yeah, bro. I love it.
Next is I know EMP was planning to launch on Pulse Chain, which is called Impulse, which I did, bring up the name Impulse. Remember that?
You did. You dropped the alpha. You're the alpha king, Crypto Pride. Yep, you guessed it before anybody, bro.
Yeah. But are you planning to launch on Layer 1X as well?
Yeah, so again, we're because of the interoperability, we have a lot on our plate at the moment, and we really don't have to launch a sister project because EMP and the Dex obviously will be compatible with L1X. So, however, maybe towards the end of the year when everything is up and running, we do look at a sister project outside of those two on L1X. And again, I know we would love to still do Impulse on Pulse Chain. All the infrastructure is there. We just unfortunately are waiting on Richard Hart. And so, and I'm glad you brought that up too, because that's another thing. People say, well, why would I get into L1X now? I got to wait 2 years, with all the delays. Well, it's a whole different ball game. This is not a copy and paste chain. This is a chain that has been being built behind the scenes for about 2.5 years already, before even coming to market the way they have now. So, and the testnet again is public and working flawlessly. So those are big differences than what we've seen, unfortunately, with Pulse Chain. Because hey, I was a big investor. I want Pulse Chain to launch just like everybody else.
Right.
So yeah.
Now, do you want to talk about EMP a little bit, or?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, I know, we had a really great AMA last night. For those of you that have some time, go over to our YouTube channel. Again, EMP.Money on YouTube, and we really did a big recap on what we have coming. So again, obviously, PEG has been slipping. The price of eShare is around an all-time low. But we see it starting to recover already. And one of the things that EMP is, everybody says, well, if you have a large treasury, why don't you just spend all that to get back to PEG and fix everything? Well, that would be a very short-term fix.
There'll still be extra liquidity, yeah.
Exactly. We'll be providing extra liquidity for those that want to get out of the protocol. And so instead, we use our treasury to generate yield. And so even today, every day that goes by, the treasury is able to generate more and more yield. And over time, that is enough new incoming volume without having to rely on users to actually compete off the market every single day. So again, it does suck in the short term to see your investment go down, but everything is cyclical, and we're putting all the things in place to make it much more sustainable moving forward. And again, the DEX that we're working on with L1X, that could be insane. To give you perspective, PancakeSwap does $400,000 a day in fees, so that could be something. And Uniswap does 4 million. Yeah, so we have potential to have a major market share on all that, and real revenue, back to our ecosystems.
Right. Say that again. Real revenue back to our ecosystem. I don't think a lot of people are understanding that. I mean, they always saying win peg. Now's the time to be accumulating EMP. Now's the time to be accumulating the E-shares, because that's what I'm doing. Like I said, I know where E-shares can go. I know the circulating supply of E-shares is low. I know that's going to be a major focus. I know EMP is going to be a major focus. And so right now, all I'm doing is like just accumulating, because I know when fusion comes, I know your track record. I know you're going to get us back to peg. And then once we're back to peg, the price is going to go up and to the right.
Exactly, brother. I love it. Yeah, great recap, Crypto Pride. And again, man, we're not going anywhere. Again, we could, easily just kind of let it do its thing and not try to build, not try to innovate. But that's not the person that I am. And again, we started EMP with that mindset that failure, is not an option, and we're gonna do everything we can to get the ship on track. And L1X was a gift that fell from the sky in terms of what we can do with it, and the opportunity we've been given to be, again, the launch DEX as well. And EMP also has invested into the presale, so as a protocol. So if we see that 5x on launch, again, we wouldn't be selling all that, but that could also help the revenue stream of our treasury to support EMP for sure.
Right. Now you want to talk a little bit about Dex Finance and how you can, I guess, the vaults, and how you can have like multiple chains on those vaults now.
Absolutely. So that is a major play, and one of the big reasons that we did end up partnering with Dex Vaults. I mean, we have worked with them on a few projects over the last year, and they're a bunch of great guys. Their CEO, Jake, is very talented. They have a very substantial team. We have about 6 people on our team at EMP. We just brought on 4 new full-time developers as well. But Dex Finance has about 15 developers. So yeah, bro. So they between both of us now, we have over a 20-person dev team that can actually build this. And because we're the launch DEX of L1X, we're getting full support from the L1X engineers as well. So all that is massive. And Crypto Pride with the Dex Vaults. So they were super innovative in that. It is basically it combines the beefy auto vault technology with the balancer pools having multiple assets in one pool. So by having both of those in one rather than separate, you're able to actually, and they've done a bunch of historical data, you're able to outperform a traditional auto compounder by more than 10%. Again, they've innovated some truly unique stuff, and those vaults will now be brought over to the L1X DEX. So again, as you said, Crypto Pride, imagine having native Ethereum, native BNB, and native AVAX all in one auto vault that is rebalancing, based on price movement all along. So and their ETF technology as well will be coming over too. So there's just amazing stuff.
Even stablecoin votes.
Absolutely, and that's another thing. We this exchange will really be more like a centralized exchange in the way that it operates, but not in the way. I'm sorry, the way that it looks. Not in the way that it operates. So we're used to the AMM model, like again, PancakeSwap, the automated market maker. So this will be much more like a real centralized exchange where you can place limit orders, you can set your stop loss. The UI will be very user friendly, and I think that's massive for adoption. But
Like
all
you,
of you, yeah, all of you
don't
still
mean to
have.
cut you off. Don't mean
Yeah,
to
yeah,
cut you off. But
go, no,
like,
go.
I'm always going back to how you say FTX was so user friendly. You're gonna try to pretty much implement those user friendly attributes to layer 1x.
Absolutely, bro. No, absolutely. You can always cut me off. With pride, I love it because you've done your research on what we're talking about, bro. So yeah, the idea is that FTX, that's why it became so popular. Is that it was easy to use. Obviously, what they were doing behind the scenes was, horrendous. But yeah,
Right.
and again, even with it being more like a centralized exchange, everybody still will own their own keys. It will be fully decentralized in the background. The idea is that we just want to make it user experience first. And again, that will help us get more users on the DEX as well. So yeah, a lot of really cool stuff. And that's just what's going to launch. I mean, we have other things, borrowing and lending. We were talking about that today in Telegram. That is on the roadmap. Again, we have so much that we haven't even touched on yet that we've been working on for sure.
Right. I just want to give everybody, guys, a quick recap. Layer 1x is launching at 10 cents. Okay. The pre-sale, I'm sorry, is at 10 cents. The launch price is at 50 cents. It's going to be vested over 15 months. So if you invest $1,500, you're going to get pretty much airdropped $100 a month in Layer 1x tokens. It's a bridge killer. You can transfer your AVAX to BNB, BNB to AVAX, ETH to what? BUSD, anything for just a penny. Fast transactions, right? What's the transaction speed? 100,000 transactions?
Yep, 100,000 transactions a second. Yep, the throughput is on point to all of them. I know Aptos is the talk of the town right now, but they match that and do it for much less, for sure.
Right. Anything else you want to go over?
Yeah, brother. No, you killed it, Crypto Pride. Again, man, you were very prepared for this, and we're doing a bunch of AMAs this entire week.
Right.
Again, I have about 2 or 3 AMAs a day for the next 10 days. So yeah, again, the best way to keep in touch is actually either on our Discord, EMP on Discord or Telegram, or L1X has a great Discord of their own. So if you want to experiment with their testnet. Also, one thing I did forget to mention, we talked about interoperability with tokens and logic, but it's also interoperable with NFTs. So imagine being able to buy a board API club on the Binance network. I mean, that is again, with interoperability, it doesn't matter where your funds are, you have access to all that. So
that's saving that's saving a couple $100 right there, and that's just an NFT gas fees.
Exactly. Yep, totally. And you get access now to all the whales, because all the money is on ETH in terms of NFTs. So now you can launch on any chain and still have access to those whales. So yeah, again, and on the testnet that L1X has, it'll allow you to mint your own NFT as well. So you can see exactly what I'm talking about through all this.
And you guys are also getting their own wallet, correct?
Yeah, another great point. So yeah, L1X will also have its own wallet. Again, it's not a must. You'll still be able to interact through MetaMask. Again, you'll have to update your RPC for L1X, but then you'll never have to update the RPC ever again. Again, because of interoperability. So it will be up to you. And another thing we had asked was if you get your tokens on the L1X chain itself. So that's where your tokens will show up. So you'll have to, again, update your MetaMask or download the L1X wallet to be able to access them. But yeah, and have, again, a wallet connected. That's where, again, those validator nodes will come into play. As long
Right.
as you are connected, you're eligible for rewards as well. So really
Nice.
exciting. Yeah.
I got the links for Lay 1X in the description for the pre-sale, the white sale, also their Discord, guys, if you want to check it out. Jacob, not done with Vulcan. I'm just bring y'all some other opportunities. And that's pretty much, I guess that's a wrap, buddy, is it?
Yeah, bro. No, again, man, I appreciate you having us. I think we covered it all. That was very
Cool.
down and to the point. I don't know if
Right.
there's any other questions that you see coming across. But yeah, man, I think we covered it all for sure.
No, like I said, the pre-sale ends when I guess when you guys reach the hard cap or March the
Or March
14th,
14th,
correct?
exactly.
Right.
Yep. And again, the vesting schedule doesn't start until the chain
Launch.
goes live.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're shooting for August. Again, I don't envision any delays. Layer 1X is not saying that they're going to be delayed, but even if it's a month or two, we're not talking years like Pulse Chain for sure.
Right. All right. Well, I guess that's it.
All right,
thank you
bro.
again.
Well,
Thank you again for the opportunity, AJ. Appreciate everything you do for just the community, for everybody, pretty much. So
Thank you, brother.
thanks.
That means
Thanks.
a lot, Crypto Prod. You've been a very you always have my back, bro. You're always in
Yeah.
the Telegram. You've been super involved. Again, you do your research into all that you bring onto your channel, and again, man, much love to you and your community, and thanks for the continued support, bro.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right, everybody.